Syndrome, just as we round off on the bumper breakfast. And of course, you can put up the number again, the begging syndrome, and 08064738133 is the number to call, SMS, or WhatsApp to contribute. You know why I came up with this issue?
Tell me.
A lot of people will just come to you. Every time they see you, there's a problem. Every time. There must be a problem. You can anticipate it. The worst part is the boys are becoming so irritatingly annoying. Boys used to be proud of, too proud to beg.
Mm-hmm.
That was the way we grew up. Boys would be too proud. Even their girlfriends would cook, at home and sneak it and bring it for them, and they would be reluctant to take the food, But in recent times, I buy him clothes. I bought him this one. The phone is using, I bought it. At the end of the day, we beat down on top of it. It is the beating that brings out the gist. He said, he complained that the phone I bought for him is not enough. Oh, he complained that the pieces of meat in the soup that I served is not enough. And I'm asking, when did we get here?
How did we get here?
How we don't have. The moment we started losing our values, we started losing our identity too as a people. But of course, when exactly did we arrive at this destination? Have you experienced it before?
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
I want to start by saying something interesting. It is foolishness to be okay with what is as disgusting as begging. You see,
you think it's disgusting?
It's really disgusting. Let me give you the types of begging that you will understand where I'm coming from. There are 5 kinds of beggars.
Yeah.
Number 1 is the local beggars, the ones you see on a regular basis, around your house, in your office, in church, in the marketplace, in the school. Those ones are the local ones. Please will help. Those for on the streets.
No, those ones. Some of them have a way out. Some of them have salary. That's how they pay themselves salary. You go to an eatery, you find a lady there. She just goes to the man. She targets it. Sorry, sir. I'm sorry. I need to go for an interview, and I'm stranded. I don't have enough transport fare. And you say interview, you give her money. Go back to the same restaurant tomorrow.
You meet her there with.
As a matter of fact, the moment she collects the money from you, she moves on to the next person, and then the next person, and then she doesn't leave. You finish eating, you leave the place. She's still there. So
that's so true. So that's local beggar. Number 2 is corporate beggar.
No, this
corporate beggars. Now, the first one is the local ones, the ones you meet on the road, the regular poor. They sit down, they beg. The corporate ones, they blame the economy, they blame the government, they blame forex, they blame dollars, and they are very constructive with their lives. They wear suits. They come to you. They say, "My brother, I was on my way from Abuja, but something happened." They are always missing their container. They will come up with a very catchy story
that will catch your attention,
that will captivate you. It's either you give or you give.
The only option.
They beg with determination,
and they beg with dignity.
They beg with pride. Did you see what I wrote? They beg you with pride, and when they beg you, they put you in a cocoon, in a net. When you fall in that net, you can't go nowhere.
Well, let me now shock you. Do you know that they don't just beg boys like that? They actually beg, and then they take advantage of ladies.
No, but it's so sad. It's so sad.
Somebody shared a story with me when I told him we wanted to do this. He shared a story with me of a young man who does this, dresses in suit, arrives at one of the filling stations of the expressway very close to us here in Alausa. And every time he comes there, well dressed, ask me where it's coming from. Yanoba. He comes all the way here, stays in the, goes to where the big boys, they always meet sometime in the evening there, goes there, and he's talking about mingling with them. So one day, a lady came, drove her car into the place, came to service the car, and of course she stood beside them. And this young man walked up to her and started rapping out, while the rest of them that were rich owned the cars, while they were there. He just went to her with confidence, was the only suited one. All of them were either in native or shorts, And he started talking to the lady and all that and all that. And in a short while, he walked up to one of them and said, "Give me your car key. So the lady happens to be a lawyer, and he claimed that he had some documents he wanted her to vet for him and stuff. And so collected the car key of one of them and took her to the guy's house. The guy happens to be someone whose wife lives abroad, so he knows the house. You know, he had entered them very well. Took the lady to the house, and 1 + 2, 2 + 4 happened. From that day, he started coming earlier than she comes. So she started looking for him. And the guys, obviously, they knew he was a beggar. They borrowed in their car. The money he spends, they give to him. That is what they call Ojaluliara.
It is finished.
It is finished.
Number 3, internet beggars. This one has specialists on social media.
Internet, Instagram.
My father just died and he was killed by 16 trailers. And after dying, an aeroplane crushed his dead body. Please, I need your help. You know, they come up with some very flimsy excuse in the comment section. And you wonder.
They come to your comment section.
Oh my
You post an important message, they go to your comment section and they post rubbish.
I think I feel these ones are just specialists. When they hear giveaway, they're excited. That's what fuels their happiness.
But most of them are so shameless that they even go to churches. They go to church live video.
But that's number 4, religious beggars. We're coming there.
Okay.
We have religious beggars. So the internet beggars specialize in social media: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp.
So those church ones too, who go on church live video while the church is, especially now that most churches stream,
okay,
they go on the church live feed while people are typing amen. They're typing, "Can you please help me? I need help."
My daughter has not eaten for 3 days.
Yes.
We have nothing to eat.
I'm telling you.
They write on unscrupulous things. Things that are so touching that will prick the conscience of the reader.
One sent a message on Secret Diary. Remember, she said
we have so many of them.
She said she needed a job. She's an accountant. She had a OND. So I requested and said, okay, you know what? Send me your CV. You need a job. She said she used to be in a bank during the COVID-19 pandemic. She was let off as one of the casual workers. She needed a job, and I said, send me your CV. If we will beg, let's beg everybody that we know around us that can give you a job, even if it's a temporary thing, you know. And then it took her, she said her CV is with her brother. And then I said, can't you do another one? She said her brother will bring it in 2 days. And then when they brought the CV, I said, take a picture. She took a picture that looked almost like, I don't get it. And I had to ask myself, if a graduate takes a picture of her CV and sends it to me like this, then she definitely won't get a job. But then I vet the content of the CV. She had an OND from OAU.
How is it possible to have an OND from a university?
She had an OND in banking and finance from OAU.
That's crazy. Even
My school, my alma mater does not offer that course.
OND.
No. It's not just the OND, even the course. If you're going to be smart, you know. If you're going to beg, be smart about it.
There are so many of them, internet beggars, social media beggars, so many unscrupulous things. You hear some begging skill and you wonder, you know, some will come to your DM and write some things that if you read through them, we are 6 in my family. My mother is a widow. My mother is about to die. She's in the hospital. And nobody is dying. Now, let me state something here categorically. There are sincere people in need.
Yeah.
But you see, the begging syndrome has made it difficult for us to identify the sincere people. It's so difficult for us to identify them. And Tomisin, this is the reason why we're talking about it, so that the sincere ones can be helped. Because at times I open my Instagram and I'm so shocked. We have so many requests. The other time a lady came to me and she was like, talking on social media, and she was like, I'm sick, doctor, I need you to help me, send me money to go to the hospital. And I said, I'm in the hospital right now, come. And then she was like, no, give me money to go and treat myself. I said, no, I'm in the hospital, you come. I will attend to you right here. So begging is crazy there. But
anyway, just before we have a few minutes to go, but you see, Lola Sanusi just walked into the studio. It's been a while we had her on the Bumper Breakfast, so we really need to do this because coincidentally we had a conversation like this last year. Good morning.
Good morning, darling. How are you?
Very well.
You look splendid.
Oh, my.
You know, she really loves to look splendid when she's coming on the Bumper Breakfast.
Only for Bumper Breakfast.
I'm
only
sorry.
for Tomisi would I dress up.
I used to,
Not even for the Lola show.
really appreciate you, but right now I think I can.
You're
move
flushing
on.
on air.
So we'll settle it.
We'll settle it off air. But really, we were talking about begging, and I have just about 2 minutes to go. Begging.
The begging syndrome.
The begging syndrome. So you actually have ladies who wake up in the morning. We talked about internet beggars, religious beggars, the
corporate beggars,
the local ones too. Then we have these ones who, once you meet the lady, she has a list of things she wants.
That's not right. That's unrighteousness, actually. Unrighteousness.
The moment she just meets the man,
It's as if you treat
her phone spoils, and then she takes all her friends to go and eat.
That's complete unrighteousness. It's as if you treat God as a Father Christmas.
Oh.
In the University of Begging, there are 4 mentalities, and I came up with this. Number 1 is the opportunist mentality. That's the one you're talking about. She meets the guy, tomorrow is her birthday. Number 2 is the crap mentality. They meet the guy, they want to get everything they can get from him.
But the guys need to be educated to these facts.
Yes.
Are the guys educated?
That's
to
why
these
we're
facts?
putting it out right now.
Men need to be educated to these facts because most of the time we are the ones who.
But what's the earliest, what's the fastest you actually get to buy a gift for a girl you just met?
It's not even wrong.
Why did you buy a gift? What is the purpose of the gift?
It's
There must be a reason for a gift.
It's not even wrong to
What
give.
impressing? So that's the word you're using. You're supposed to build. Your job when you have a relationship is to build on the relationship first.
Sure.
And if anything else comes after it, then it comes from your mind, from your heart. It is not because it's demanded for. And men should be aware of this.
Well, you know, they actually do this one because we have to have a part 2 of this topic. Really, they do this
have so much
one.
to talk about.
You know, they have to. They
It's
do
so
this
deep.
one that means that they now want to go to have lunch with you, and then they
their
take 5
friends.
friends along.
Yeah, they
men
bring all
need
their
to-
girlfriends.
Men need to be educated to this fact, honestly.
you
Because
do?
the same Mills and Boone that we read growing up about how a chivalrous man, you want a man in a knight, a man in a, what do you call it, knight in a shiny
Yeah.
armor. The men didn't read the same books we read.
No, they
so
didn't.
they
They
didn't read the
didn't.
same books we read. So men should be honestly educated.
And this is the reason why most women are not
As you
married.
round up
So
in 30
that's not
seconds.
the reason.
No. Let me tell you. Lola, listen to me. This is important. Now, there's what I call prostitutious mentality.
Oh boy.
You meet a lady, and she's expecting that when we are parting ways, you must transfer.
But what is the caliber of the lady we are talking about? Are you talking to the people in your
I am
level?
talking about in the 21st century.
your
I'm talking
level-
about
on your
2020.
level.
No, not on my level.
I
I'm
don't
talking
know.
what I see.
My
right
level.
now.
I think it's going to
Your
work
level.
as
You stay out of your level.
Friday, 9 is a date with these two.
Yes.
Because we need to talk about this begging syndrome.
It's a serious
And we need
matter.
to talk about the promiscuous mentality.
And most men kind of like that kind of thing
mentality.
anyway.
It goes two ways, actually.
Some men like it.
We need to go.
Back.
We need to go.
Bye bye. But come back on next Friday. Tomisi, thanks
Next
for having
Friday,
me on
we're
the show.
definitely going to be back
Don't forget
here.
the Lola show.
And,
That's why I came here.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
the Lola show.
Yes, the
Yes.
Lola show. Yes,
I know it's on,
It's
of
on every
course.
Sunday. Yeah, you're going to be my guest on it as well. And of course,
Really?
my doctor, my handsome
I'll be
show
glad
there.
to.
Well,
Yeah.
please, why exactly are you people complimenting each other on my show?
See, I've been in love with
We
her
need to-
for a while, and
That's it on the Bumper Breakfast show. I'll see you again on Monday
number. You're number one
I pick
anyway.
you Monday morning. I'll see you.
Thanks, bye.
This is Lola and Dr. Precious, and I'm leaving the two of
Lola,
them.
yeah.
But I'll see
Thank
you
you very
Monday.
much, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. It's nice
Bye-bye.
having you. Nice having us.